People don't like it when we go to space. They say it consumes far too much money, which can in turn be used to build buildings, roads and hospitals and other governmenty things. They also have 1.5 million other problems. I've picked my favorites from the debate.org debate. Really think about it. Is it really worth spending hundreds of millions of dollars on space exploration when we have better things to worry about? It isn't even guaranteed that they will discover life or find anything useful to us. Many people down on Earth are homeless and stricken by poverty. Even if we do find life on other planets, so what? There's nothing we can do about it anyway. That's a good point. Yes, it is expensive, like north of $10 million expensive, and it uses taxpayers' money. That's what an average anti-JPL person is going to tell you. Now, my country, India, most definitely needs money. And the Mangalyaan mission, which is the Mars mission, pissed a lot of people off, its high price and its apparent lack of efficacy. But here's what I'm going to tell you. Very few countries are equipped to send 20 tons of steel and hydrogen up into even lower Earth orbit. And that's why they pay countries which do have space programs to take their payloads for them. China, you've probably heard of them. They don't have a space program yet. So they have to send their payloads, satellites and other stuff into space using countries which do have space programs. And let's face it, India is being able to send all of these things much cheaper than everybody else's. So therefore they'll obviously come to us and make us carry their payloads and pay us a huge heap of money for that too. So you can look at space exploration as the Robin Hood of our times. It takes money from the rich countries and gives it to the poor countries, and sometimes from the rich countries to the rich countries. The next one. It's too much pollution. So when carbon burns, it produces its dioxides and monoxides. You probably already have heard of them, CO2 and CO. Rockets burn with hydrogen. So what you're telling me is, when hydrogen burns, it produces carbon dioxide? It produces water. And I cannot even begin to tell you the importance of water. Not that we use it, but the point is it does not create pollution. It's not worth it. Space exploration shouldn't be available for humans because it takes dozens of years to get to just one planet. And as time goes on, so does your family and friends and the other people you care deeply about. Just think about it. If you went to space and had a family behind you, it would be gone for dozens of years depending on where you're going. So I think that is bad. So anyone who's ever made it successful in life was really busy. Look at Elon Musk or Steve Jobs or someone. They obviously had to stay away from their family for a very long time. And don't lie, you're watching this video on your iPhone right now. Your iPhone would not be in your hand if Steve Jobs hadn't stayed away from his family. And they do it by choice. Nobody forces them to do anything. They do it by choice, and therefore we have no one to tell them that they can't do it. We spend too much. We spend $450 million to go to space, and also it takes 1,000 tons for fuel to go to space. No wonder gas is so expensive. I mean, come on, we will be out of fuel by 2020 if we keep going to space, and then we would have to walk again. I'm going to take this step by step. So I already tackled the money problem. It's not $450 million. NASA's annual budget is 1% of gross domestic product of the United States. It's a huge amount of money, but if you look at it, it's also a very big country with a huge gross domestic product. The fuel part. So ignore this entire part if you use hydrogen in your cars. And you also use hydrogen to cook food. Hydrogen has very little known uses aside rockets, which can be used in daily life. Something that you would actually care about or worry about if rockets use a lot of hydrogen. If you play with a little bit of hydrogen, you're going to die. If you light a little bit of fire, you die. If it touches a light bulb, you die. If you clank metal near it, you die. Its equipment is way too expensive because it has to be contained otherwise it will catch fire and you'll die. Otherwise you'll run out of money and you'll die. It's okay if it blows up in space because the debris spreads all over, and since hydrogen is such a flammable material, it exploding very far away from the Earth is not really going to affect anyone. If it blows up on Earth, not so much. If you use natural gas in a rocket, I can do one of two things. Give you a Nobel Prize because you just solved every problem in the United States, or throw a textbook at your head because natural gas is probably not going to work. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel for more philosophical goodness. So long, and thanks for all the rockets.